Hello everybody, and welcome to the first video on my channel. Today we are going to discuss a subject about how women need both Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from men. What do I mean by this? This means that whenever a woman meets a man and is considering him for boyfriend, husband, long-term relationship material, there is two things that she needs to see from him. She needs to see the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okay? What I mean by this is that the woman needs a man to be sensitive. She needs him to be loving, to listen, to offer a crying shoulder on, to do favors for, um, to, pick her up from the mall or drop her off places, to go shopping for her, to do the laundry for her. These are all the Dr. Jekyll traits. These are the good guy traits, as they would call them. But on the other hand, every so often, women need Mr. Hyde. Okay. Now, if you know the story about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it was a book written by Robert Louis Stevenson. And it was a story about a man named Dr. Jekyll who had come up with this potion that he would drink. And when he drank it, he turned himself into Mr. Hyde. Okay. And Mr. Hyde was kind of a mischievous, Dr. Jekyll was a nice guy. People liked him. He was calm, cool, collected. Mr. Hyde was a more mischievous. He was a little bit out there, a little bit radical, taking more risks. He was causing mayhem, these sorts of things. He was the alternate personality, and some have interpreted this book to be that's what we go through in our life as people, as men and women. We have a good side and a dark side. We repress the dark side, but it's always there. Some people let the dark side take over, like someone like Charles Manson, but most are able to repress it. Um, and so, but the what I mean by that is when women see them, they need a Dr. Jekyll. They want a good guy. They want someone who's kind, who's gentle, who's good with children, who helps around the house. But they don't want that person all the time. That's the mistake men make. Men believe that um, that that they need to be the good guy all the time. Most men think they need to be the good guy all the time. But to women, that kind of bores them. What they need is a little bit of excitement. Now, when I'm talking about that they need Mr. Hyde, I'm not talking about, I want to get it straight up. They're not looking for somebody who wreaks havoc, who causes trouble, who's abusive, who was a criminal, a rapist or whatever. We're not talking about that. What I mean by that is they need to see a little bit more of a darker side from the guy. They need to see a guy who's assertive, a guy who um, is willing to take risks, a guy who is willing to, you know, uh, be more assertive and stand up for her and stand up for his own opinions and not be a doormat. And that has life goals, who is a go-getter, who doesn't kowtow to her all the time, and sometimes will um, stand up to her when she says things, who may be a little bit more aggressive in the bedroom. Um, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. They don't want to see Mr. Hyde a lot, but they have to know that he's there sometimes. Okay. They have to know that he is there. And so what they will do is they will try to get it out of him, usually through testing or doing something to see, like they may push the man's buttons. I think that's one of the reasons why women test. If you don't know this, I'll do another video about women testing, but women will test men. They will do a little bit of emasculation. They might challenge their opinions, these sorts of things. They might aggravate the man a little bit until the man goes, "Hey, no, I'm not putting up with that. Stop it now." That's the Mr. Hyde that they need to see. You see, that's the Mr. Hyde they need to see. And when women see that, they become a little bit more comfortable. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not, they're not looking for they're not looking for like someone to be mean to them, to abuse them, to uh, steal from them, to cause havoc in their life. They're not looking for that, but they have to see that other part of your personality. They have to see both sides. Sometimes they have to see the kind, gentle guy who is willing to stand up. When we say a man is a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that would be like a sigma, what I would call a sigma male, a male who is kind and generous, but who stands up for what he believes, who doesn't kowtow to people, who is assertive when he needs to be assertive, these sorts of things. So that's what I mean by that when women need Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from men when they are dating. They have to see it. If all they see is Dr. Jekyll, they will friend zone the man. They will friend zone the man, or they will pay no attention to him. They're attracted to masculine traits, sometimes a little bit darker, sometimes a little bit more risque kind of things like, oh man, he just, you know, grabbed my butt in public, something like that might, or he just threw me up against the wall and kissed me passionately. That's Mr. Hyde. Like Dr. Jekyll gives the little peck on the cheek. Mr. Hyde throws her up against the wall, throws her onto the bed and starts passionately kissing her. That's the Mr. Hyde. They have to see this. And we see this a lot. And I will discuss this more in other videos where movies play on this, whether it's um, you know, Family Matters with Steve Urkel and Stefan Arkell, whether it's The Nutty Professor, with Buddy Love and Sherman Klump, this idea, this archetype of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, that's what women are drawn to. And that's where men make the mistake, is they never show them. They try to show them so much of the nice guy, and then they wonder why they get friend zoned. It's because sometimes you have to do that, and you can do that by simple things. Like I said, throwing the woman on the bed and kissing her passionately, being leading in a date. If somebody, if someone tries to, like if you have a bad meal, you talk to the manager and you say, "I'm not coming back here," or if someone's taking a long time with your car, you say, "Fix the car now, or there's going to be trouble." These are sorts of things. So these are the kind of traits that women are looking for. They need Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from men. They need both. And the mistake men make is that they don't give them both. They only give them Dr. Jekyll. And a lot of times. Now, sometimes what we would call, if someone gives them Mr. Hyde all the time, we call those bad boys. Those are the men that use and abuse women. And we don't want that, but you want to show that Mr. Hyde, and be strong in that. Sometimes if you don't show it, the women are going to try to get it out of you to prove that you have it. And that's something men don't understand. Well, I thank you all. Please remember to like the channel, or like this video, share it, or subscribe to the channel. And I thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on the next video.